So this comment says, are they being fired or are they stepping down? Because if they're stepping down, why do they roll over so easily? They need to stay to the bitter end. So the way things are going, them stepping down is the bitter end, because if they don't, then they can face action from Trump's stuff. They can be jailed, they can potentially be fired, have benefits removed, stuff like that. So them resigning is the only thing, or stepping down is the only way they have to protest, because they can't do anything else. Essentially, as you've seen in other departments, if you look in the articles that have talked about what's going on, is they've refused DOGE access and said, no, I'm not letting you in. And then they're threatened with legal action, and then it's being upheld by people within Trump's circle. So they don't really have an option. And I think part of this is because if they step down, it gives them an avenue to come back later on if they're needed for legal battles. Whereas if they're fired, it's a different path. I don't know the ins and outs of that portion, but I do know that them stepping down or resigning is the only option they really have, or they end up in a much worse situation. There's nothing they can do. There's really nothing. They can't use force to remove Musk or his people. I think they should be able to. They can't do that. They can't remove them from the building, because at this point, they're still protected by Trump. The DOGE people are, and Musk. So I'm not sure, we probably need somebody to do that, but these officials won't. And I assume it's because they know that if they do, I was going to say I don't know, but really I think the reality is they know if they do, they're going to end up jailed. That's what's going to happen. The ramifications will be very bad for them, because of who they're dealing with. In any other administration, they'd maybe be fired, and that would be the end of it. But in this case, I think that they would push for some really inhumane things on these people. I guarantee you, the first person to physically attack the head of DOGE, they're going to be either jailed or they're going to be tried for treason or something like that. It's going to be really bad. Anyways, that's all I got on this. I appreciate you for engaging in an intelligent manner. Some of the other comments have not been that great, but thank you very much. Hope this helps.